What is up? It is Big Char Trades back with another video, and in this video I am going to be recapping my trade from today where we caught around 37 points trading the Nasdaq. This was a nice 1.12R trade, so let me get into it. Now, first I'm going to get into my bias and then I will go and get into the actual reasoning behind this trade. But a lot of people were confused as to, why I was short going into today. Well, first of all, normally I would count this, bearish daily SMT right here. As you can see, the Nasdaq clearly clearly didn't sweep this high, whereas ES, made a new high on this candlestick right here. But we had SMT on both sides of the range coming into today. As you can see, the Nasdaq did not sweep this low coming into the market, whereas ES clearly swept that low. So that just made me disregard the SMT. Now on the 4-hour time frame as well, I had to disregard what was happening there because, as you can see, the Nasdaq clearly had inversed this bearish or this bullish fair value gap, whereas ES is clearly respecting that fair value gap, as we can see right there. So just with that alone, that made me disregard anything on the 4-hour time frame. So really what we had to work with was the 1-hour time frame. Now coming into market open, what we had on this 1-hour time frame was some bearish SMT. As you can see right here, let me delete all this stuff. As you can see right here, before this leg was put in place, when I drew that SMT out, as you can see, when I drew this, right, coming into the market before my trade, the Nasdaq did not pull into this hourly bearish gap yet, whereas ES clearly did pull into that gap. This was where ES was when the market opened. This was where the Nasdaq was. And although we do have some bullish SMT, right, because ES, here, wait, where is it? Yeah, ES has not swept this low yet. Whereas on the Nasdaq, we swept that low a while ago, right? We swept that low on this leg, okay? ES did not sweep that low on this leg. As you can see, there's some bullish SMT there, but I want to use more recent SMT because there's SMT on both sides of the range, right? I would completely invalidate SMT, but since we have this bearish fair value gap right closer to price, right? This is a little bit farther back. This is a little bit closer. So since this is more recent SMT, I'd rather use that. And along with us respecting this hourly fair value gap as well, that gave me a lot of good reason to be bearish. Now, dropping down to the 15-minute, we can see a clear displacement through Asia lows, right? As you can see, price just tanked through Asia lows. Now, if you know how I trade, right, I usually form a lot of my bias off session lows and highs. And since we displaced through Asia lows, I did not want to see London highs get retested, right? I wanted to leave these London highs behind. So we displaced through Asia lows. Coming into today, I did not want London highs. I wanted to trade out of this hourly gap, right? And we did actually have a 1-minute inversion. Oh, this is a nice trade playing out right now, but we did have a 1-minute inversion up here, which would have been a nice entry short, right? That could have looked like, entry there, and then stop goes at the high, and final TP are these equal lows, right? That would have been a nice 2R trade. But the only reason why I didn't take that trade is because I don't personally like taking 1-minute inversions out of hourly gaps, right? That's not a time frame alignment to me. So instead, I waited for either a 5-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute inversion right here. And as you can see on the 5-minute time frame, we inversed this bullish gap right there. So that was my entry. And my final TP were these relative equal lows. Stop went at the high. I actually entered on the retest, like right here at the middle of this candle, for a nice 1.12R trade. So that concludes my trade recap from today. We caught a nice little short, and I do think that we're going to trade to the downside for the rest of the week. But with that being said, that concludes today's trade recap. If you took the same trade, let me know in the comments below. I literally read all my comments, so if you have anything to say at all, just let me know. Subscribe if you feel like it. I think everybody in premium caught this trade as well, or a lot of people did. This was a nice banger trade. Some people took that 1-minute inversion. Again, I just don't feel comfortable taking those types of inversions just because I like taking a higher time frame inversion out of an hourly gap. I don't love taking a 1-minute inversion out of hourly gap, right? That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But yes, this was a nice short. And with that being said, hopefully you understand why I was bearish going into the market as well. But yeah, let me know if you took the same trade or if you have any comments or questions, whatever. With that being said, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.